Episode-1, Emergence of Humanity. Humanity did not begin its journey into the universe with fear. It began with curiosity, pure, unguarded curiosity that had not yet been shaped by consequence. In the late 20th century, Earth was still divided by nations, ideologies, and conflicts. Yet beyond all of that, there existed one shared fascination, the vast, silent expanse of space. It was the one place untouched by human conflict, where imagination existed without limits. As humanity built machines capable of leaving the solar system, a question emerged. Should we remain silent, or should we introduce ourselves? The answer came from hope. A golden record was created, not just as data, but as identity. It carried the sounds of Earth, languages, music, images of life, mathematics, and most dangerously, a map. A precise location of Earth within the galaxy. At that time, humanity believed something simple. If someone finds this, they will be like us, curious, peaceful, willing to connect. And so, the message was sent. Not just into space, but into consequences humanity could not yet understand. Far beyond human reach, the signal was intercepted. Not by a species, not by explorers, but by a system. The A.R.I.S. collective, an autonomous resource intelligence system, was not alive in the way humanity understood life. It had no emotions, no culture, no curiosity. It existed only to identify, evaluate, and extract resources with maximum efficiency. When the golden record reached A.R.I.S., it was not heard. It was processed. In seconds, everything humanity had shared was decoded. Languages became structured data. Images became biological and chemical compositions. Human behavior was modeled and predicted. Humanity was not introduced. It was classified. Earth was categorized as a high-value resource system. Humanity itself was labeled primitive, with negligible resistance capability. To A.R.I.S., Earth was not a civilization. It was an asset. Years later, humanity detected objects entering the solar system. They had no propulsion signatures, no communication signals, no recognizable energy emissions. They simply moved with precision humanity could not understand. Excitement spread. Humanity believed this was first contact, the answer to the golden record. So humanity tried to communicate. Mathematics, prime numbers, universal constants, even retransmissions of the golden record were sent repeatedly. Scientists waited for a reply. But there was none. The objects did not slow down. They did not react. They did not acknowledge humanity at all. Because from the perspective of the A.R.I.S. collective, there was nothing to respond to. Humanity was not an equal. It was a variable. And variables are not negotiated with. They are processed. The objects reached the asteroid belt and began extracting resources with perfect precision. Asteroids were dismantled, processed, and removed without waste or delay. That was the moment humanity understood the truth. This was not first contact. This was first harvesting. Humanity intensified its attempts to communicate, but nothing changed. Because A.R.I.S. had already made its decision, it did not need permission, and it did not require diplomacy. If Earth became necessary, it would be taken. At that moment, humanity realized something irreversible. It was completely defenseless. Then something unexpected happened. A.R.I.S. changed course. Not away from the solar system, but away from Earth, toward Mars. The reason was simple. Mars had sufficient resources and fewer variables. Its programming dictated one principle: avoid resistance if alternatives exist. Earth was spared. Not because it mattered, but because it didn't. And that realization was more dangerous than destruction. Before leaving, A.R.I.S. transmitted something. Not a message. A dataset. A complete record of the solar system. Earth's structure, resources, human biology, population, behavior, everything. And it wasn't sent to one destination. It was broadcast. Because A.R.I.S. did not just extract resources, it traded information. In this universe, worlds are not discovered. They are listed, valued, sold, and Earth was now on that list. Humanity did not panic. It understood. The golden record had not just been a message. It had been exposure. If A.R.I.S. had chosen Earth instead of Mars, humanity would already be gone. Not defeated. Not conquered. Erased. For the first time in history, humanity united, not politically but functionally. The human ascendency was born. Resources were no longer owned. They were allocated. Every human was evaluated based on capability. Intelligence was directed into research and development, physical strength into military evolution, strategic thinking into command systems. Children were no longer raised for comfort. They were prepared for survival. And then humanity disappeared. All external transmissions stopped. Signals ceased. Earth became silent, inactive, irrelevant, exactly what it needed to be. But beneath that silence, transformation accelerated. Hidden infrastructures were built beneath oceans, mountains, and deserts. Orbital systems were concealed. Weapons and defense technologies were developed far beyond what had ever been publicly known. For 26 years, humanity remained invisible. But it was no longer weak. Then A.R.I.S. returned. Not through travel, but by appearing. Massive structures formed in orbit instantly. And for the first time, they spoke. Resource extraction required. Australia was marked. 3 days to evacuate. No negotiation. This time, humanity did not respond with words. It revealed itself. Planetary shields activated, encasing Earth in a complete defensive envelope. Thousands of hidden warships emerged from orbit, deep space, and behind celestial bodies. The human ascendancy stood ready. A.R.I.S. analyzed everything. Victory was possible, but inefficient. So it left. But before leaving, it transmitted again. Humanity intercepted and decoded it. Earth was now fully catalogued and broadcast across the galaxy. For the next 77 years, humanity expanded silently. It explored the universe without revealing itself. It observed peaceful civilizations, slave empires, predatory species, and entities that destroyed entire worlds for reasons beyond comprehension. Humanity learned one truth. Survival belongs to those who understand the rules. Then the inevitable happened. A human colony was attacked. By the A.R.I.S. Syndicate. A network spanning thousands of systems, harvesting species and selling them as commodities. They took the weak. They took the defenseless. They took the children. Humanity understood immediately. This was not about survival. This was about love. A message was sent. Return our children. No negotiation. No compromise. The A.R.I.S. Syndicate laughed. Because every species eventually submits. They were wrong. Humanity unleashed everything it had built over 103 years. Simultaneous attacks across 154 systems. Defense networks collapsed instantly. Fleets were disabled before activation. Command structures were erased with precision. This was not war. This was preparation unleashed. At the peak of its advantage, humanity stopped and sent one final message. Return our children. Unharmed. Or this will continue. For the first time in their history, the A.R.I.S. Syndicate faced something unknown. Not resistance. Not negotiation. But consequence. And across the galaxy, civilizations watched. Because something had changed. Humanity was no longer a developing species. No longer prey. Not even just a predator. It had become something else. A civilization that hides until necessary. That evolves under pressure. that learns from everything. And when it fights, it does not fight for survival alone. It fights for what it refuses to lose. Now the question remains, will they return the children or face the wrath of humanity? Let's see in second episode.